my name is Miriam Coffey. I am a quilter, garment maker, and all-around sewing enthusiast. And today we're going to talk about modern machine embroidery. Now I know modern is probably not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about machine embroidery. But today I'm going to show you a modern take on how to do your machine embroidery. Let's go over what we're actually going to go over today. All right, so we're going to first do a little bit of show and tell and hopefully get you guys inspired to try out embroidery. Then we're going to go over the process of actually how to machine embroider, from picking out the right stabilizers, thread, the right design, and how to hoop our designs. Then we're actually going to stitch out our designs. So let's get started. Let's start with a little bit of show and tell. So as a quilter, one of the first things that got me excited about machine embroidery was making my own quilt labels, like I did here. Making my own quilt labels was really the last thing that I wanted to do on the design process, but now I actually look forward to making my own quilt labels. And as a maker, most of us love making handmade gifts, but they take a really long time. And since we all don't have quite as much time as we'd like, machine embroidery is a great way of making personalized gifts that don't take quite as much time, like these little strawberries here. They're a great little project that you can do in your embroidery machine, and they're actually called an in the hoop project. So I actually make my entire strawberry in the hoop, including putting that zipper on. You know, most of us don't like putting zippers on, and now our embroidery machine can do it. How cool is that? Next, what can we actually embroider on? Well, we can embroider on a variety of things, from quilting cottons to leathers, like this little leather zipper pouch that I have here, to ready-to-wear garments, like the cardigan that I'm wearing. This is a design that I digitized and then stitched out on my embroidery machine. It's a great way of personalizing your wardrobe and showing a little bit of your own personal style. Now, how does embroidery actually fit into quilting? That's when minimalist embroidery comes in. Minimalist embroidery is a great way of being your own fabric designer. I actually get to make my own fabric. I get to pick my background color and my thread and even my design. So now I can add a great amount of texture to my designs and to my quilts. Let's talk stabilizers. The first stabilizer we have is a tearaway. Tearaway is great for kind of an all-purpose stabilizer. And all you have to do is tear away any excess stabilizer away from your design. Next, we have cutaway. Cutaway is great for anything that's really densely embroidered, and all you have to do is cut away any excess stabilizer. Next, we have wash away. Wash away is all you have to do is wash it completely away, and all that's left is your fabric and your thread. And next we've got sticky stabilizer. This is great for any project that is hard to hoop, that may be like a ready-to-wear garment, or something that if you hooped it would damage it, like a leather, or it would be too thick, like a denim or something like that. Now let's talk about threads. There's a variety of threads out there. Pretty much all embroidery threads are weighted at 40 weight, and that includes all of the designs that are digitized out there. They're meant for 40 weight, unless otherwise stated, like micro embroidery designs, and those use a much thinner thread. The fiber content of most embroidery thread is either polyester, metallic, or rayon. Now let's actually talk about how to hoop our embroidery hoop. So on our embroidery hoops, they're all going to look a little bit different, but they're all going to function the same. We have an outer hoop and an inner hoop, just like a hand embroidery hoop. And they also have a screw in the back here where it loosens and tightens to allow your fabric and stabilizer to go in between. So let's go ahead and hoop this up. So first thing we need is our stabilizer. So I'm just going to place that right on top, and now I'm going to place my fabric. Now that that's nice and flat, I'm going to place my inner hoop in the center. And I'm just going to gently push from one side to the other. Make sure that it's nice and taut. Okay, now we go. Now we've got it all hooped up. So all we have to do is tighten our embroidery screw now it's all ready. So let's talk about designs. There's a variety of ways of getting designs. All embroidery machines are going to come with built-in designs. Some may have more than others, but you're not limited to the designs that are in your embroidery machine. You can get designs off of line. There are dozens of websites. Just like there's fabric designers, there's embroidery designers too. You can also get them at your local quilt shop. And last but not least, you can actually also make your own with embroidery software. And that's what we're going to do today. So let's go over to the computer, and I'm going to show you how to digitize your own design. So on my screen here, I already have a diamond already drawn out, but what I want to do is I want to multiply it and change the rotation of it. So I'm going to go to my array, and I'm going to change the rotation of the second diamond. I want to turn it 180 degrees. Now I'm going to go to the first diamond on the second row and turn that one to 180 degrees. Now I can go down to this bottom button here and move it closer together, and I can totally get a different design, or I can pull it closer out, and I get to make my decisions on my screen. So let's keep it right here. That's the way I like it. Now I feel like this is done. So all I have to do is go to my file, save as, and decide what I want to call my design. I need to save it in the right format for your machine, and then go down to my USB stick, click on that, and then all I have to do is press save. Now it said that it's been successfully saved. I'm going to eject my USB stick, and we're going to take it over to the machine. So now what I'm doing is I'm loading my USB stick. I'm going to go to the file format, pull up my USB designs, select my design. Now that I have my design pulled up, I am going to load my hoop. To load this particular machine, I have to just click these little bars in place. I'm going to lower my foot and just press start. And now it's going to start stitching out. Now let's let the machine start, keep stitching, but I've got one already finished over here. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Now all I have to do is unhoop it. So let's go ahead and unhoop it. Now to unhoop your embroidery hoop, all you have to do is loosen the screw, pop out the inner hoop. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Now we have our design. Now all I have to do is tear away any of my extra stabilizer. This is also a tear away, wash away stabilizer. So if I wanted to, I could also wash this away, and all that would be left would be my design, which would be the thread and the fabric. So I'd like to encourage you to try machine embroidery on your next quilt and making your own design.